Hello and welcome to another Xterra video where I work on my truck. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. And on today's video I'm gonna do a little modification in the rear of my truck where I have my shelf that I made some time ago. I want to try to modify it a little bit so I can install and keep foldable pull-out table. I think that's a great idea because I'm planning to do more camping and more driving around, so that's always nice to have in there. So I picked up this adjustable 4-foot table. It was very cheap on sale, so I'm happy about that. So my plan is to make brackets over here and slide it in here and keep it in here. So it's gonna be something like that, more or less. Now for that, I'm planning to use aluminum brackets. I already actually cut them. So my plan is to mount one bracket over here, something like that, with enough space over here for a table to slide in, without hopefully hitting anything, without interfering with anything. Now on this side, I would have to make something like this. So it basically will be like this and like this, more or less. I have to figure out a way to keep this together. Because this is aluminum and I don't have an aluminum welder, unless I go to my friend and maybe I can weld it over there, maybe, or I just put a couple of pieces of aluminum on the right side and bolt it. That way, if I need to actually space it out more, I can do that as well, which for that I can use this aluminum piece. So yeah, there is a lot of stuff to figure out over here. So now I'm gonna start working on that, measuring how much space I need over here and start drilling some holes here. Okay, so my plan now is to cut 3 pieces like this over here, which are 2 inch 3/4 long, and I'm gonna screw them in 3 places over here to create my bracket. Then I can mount this bracket on this side over here, which, like I said, is gonna be something like this. Then I'm gonna measure how far I have to go and mount a second bracket over here. But also on the bottom, in 2 spots, I'm gonna put these crossbars as a support so it doesn't move as well. So let's see. All right, so now I'm just making some pieces over here, cutting them, and gonna polish them, the sides, make sure there's no sharp edges, and then gonna start trying to bolt this one together. Yeah, let's see how that's gonna work out. Okay, so this side bracket is ready, somewhat ready. I made my marks where I'm gonna make the holes over here, and what I'm gonna use these 1/4 inch bolts, 1.5 inch, with a very low profile head, because I wanted the bolts to stick out this way, and eventually this might not be even visible because I'm gonna use something else here on top of this as well. So now I'm gonna make these 2 holes over here, then I'm gonna align this at the height it has to go, and etc, and drill the holes through this as well. And this is gonna be something like that. Hopefully all my measurements are correct. So now I'm just gonna mark this hole over here and over here, and now I'm just gonna have to drill them. All right, and the holes are done. So let's see if this still fits and if I can mount this inside here. Perfect. So now with the washer and with a nylon nut, gonna secure it on the other side. All right, and this is looking pretty good. I like it. Let's give it a test. And that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good to me. Now I've actually found this plastic angle. I guess it's from some kind of packaging or something. But my idea is to cut it and put it on top of the aluminum, secure it, so the table gonna slide on this and it's not gonna get scratched on the aluminum, even though the aluminum is soft as it is. But I feel like this might be a good idea. We'll see. Okay guys, this side is somewhat done, and this bracket, the bracket is installed with this plastic angle to slide on. And as you can see, I just pre-drilled those holes so the heads of the bolts are kind of sunk in, and it actually gets somehow it's crimped in there, so it's pretty tight. I don't even need to put another bolt there or anything. I mean, it's a little bit spaced out over here, but it's no big deal. So later I can just go ahead and slide the table like that. So now I have to secure the table over here just to hold it in this position so I can start working for my second bracket over here. Okay guys, so I assembled this bracket. Maybe it's not the prettiest, but it's gonna work, and it's pretty sturdy over here. Now over here I marked where are the crossbars over here, because this is my plan, so I know where to drill these, and then I can match it over here and drill this as well. Okay, so I marked 3 spots where I'm gonna drill to secure the bracket. And then in this case I'm actually planning to use the reeve nuts, so I'm gonna put this M6 reeve nuts in there and secure it with the M6 bolts. Now I'm gonna work with making those holes and installing those reeve nuts. Alright guys, so all holes are drilled. So now let's see if I still remember how to put this inside. Okay, one is in. Now I'm gonna repeat the procedure for the rest of them. So now I cut 2 of these bars, and my plan is to screw them over here at the front and in the back for support, so this bracket doesn't move. I mean, it's already pretty sturdy, as you can see, it doesn't really move, but just to be on the safe side, gonna bolt one over here and one in the back. So gonna measure, make holes. Okay guys, and the support is done over here and in the back, so it's more stable, more sturdy. As you can see, it's not moving at all. So let's slide our table inside, let's see if it still fits. And it's actually starting to rain, so I have to finish this up for today, but as you can see, it slides perfect. Now over here I have to figure out somehow some kind of latch, maybe something here, but there is an easy solution. For now I might just use these 2 bungee cords, just put them in here, and then they grab over here perfect. And as you can see, it's pretty stable, it's not gonna move, it doesn't really move, it's pretty stable. So this might be a temporary solution, or this might be a permanent solution. If it works, why not? So now I'm just gonna take this all apart, finalize the edges, and I'm probably even gonna paint it.
Much later.
Okay, the parts are painted. I think it came out pretty good. So now I can start assembling all back over here, and this is pretty much done. And it's done. And I do believe this came out rather pretty good. I mean, yes, maybe it's not the most glamorous, but it's functional, and that's what matters. So let's put the table in. Slides in, no problem, and let's secure it. Alright guys, and the table is in. I really like how this came out. It's simple but effective, and of course it's not gonna go anywhere. Maybe eventually I'm gonna replace these straps for something else, but it's simple and functional. If it works, it works, right? So I still have more space over here. I do plan to make another shelf over here for something else, but this is gonna be a totally different project. Alright guys, another project successfully done. I think it came out pretty good. But if you guys have any ideas and suggestions as to what I should use to tie in the table in there to keep it secured, please let me know. So I think it was a pretty simple and easy mod to do, but it's very effective, and I wanted to do this for quite some time. Sometimes I create folders on my computer with future projects, and this folder been sitting there for at least 6 months, but finally I got it done. Like I always say, there is always certain procedures, always certain steps that I try to take and try to do stuff in order. Not always it comes out like that, but I'm not perfect. So on this note, I hope you guys enjoy this little video. I hope you might find it helpful, and as always, until next time, everybody, bye.